Hello, this is Kyle Peters for Rocky Mountain Musings, and this is the first issue of a podcast series I'm going to be starting now, so here we go, the Rocky Mountain Musings. So, what we're going to talk about today is, what's all over the hockey news, the NHL draft. So now I'm going to go through a quick run-through of the NHL draft this past day. So, first overall was Neil Yakupov from the Sarnia Sting, drafted by the Edmonton Oilers. Second overall was Ryan Murray from the Everett Silvertips of the WHL, drafted by the Columbus Blue Jackets. Third overall, Alex Galchenyuk from the Sarnia Sting, teammate of Yakupov drafted by the Canadiens. Fourth overall, Griffin Reinhart, son of former NHLer Paul Reinhart from the Edmonton Oil Kings, drafted by the New York Islanders. Morgan Riley from the Moose Jaw Warriors of the WHL, drafted by the Toronto Maple Leafs. Hampus Lindholm from Rögle BK from the Swedish Second League, drafted by the Anaheim Ducks. Matthew Dumba from the Red Deer Rebels of the WHL, drafted by Minnesota Wild. Derek Pouliot, in an amazing trade, and I'll mention it later, on a blockbuster trade. That pick was acquired by Pittsburgh. So Pouliot from the Portland Winterhawks, drafted by the Pittsburgh Penguins. Jacob Trouba from the United States National Development Team, drafted by the Winnipeg Jets. Slater Cuckoo from the Peterborough Petes, drafted by the Tampa Bay Lightning. Probably the best hockey name I've ever seen, Cuckoo. Sadly, Philip Forsberg from Leksands IF from the Second Swedish League, drafted by the Washington Capitals with Colorado's pick. Mikhail Grigorenko from the Quebec Remparts of the QMJHL, Buffalo Sabres. Radek Faksa from the Kitchener Rangers of the OHL, Dallas Stars. Zemgus Girgensons, the first, I think the highest ranked Latvian ever drafted in the NHL draft. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but drafted by the Buffalo Sabres, who played with the Dubuque, I don't know how to pronounce this team's name, but 15th was Cody Ceci from the Ottawa 67th, drafted by, Ottawa Senators. 16th was Tom Wilson from the Plymouth Whalers of the OHL, Washington Capitals. 17th was Thomas Hertl from Slavia Praha from the Czech Extraliga, drafted by the San Jose Sharks. 18th was Teuvo Teravainen from Jokerit of the SM Liga, drafted by the Chicago Blackhawks. Andrei Vasilevsky from Tolpar Ufa of the Second Russian League, below the KHL, drafted by the Tampa Bay Lightning, and the pick was from Detroit. Scott Laughton, which is another good name, a lot of good names in this draft. Scott Laughton from the Oshawa Generals of the OHL, Philadelphia Flyers. 21st, Mark Janowski from Stansted College, Quebec High School, drafted by the Calgary Flames. 22nd pick was Oli Mata, correct me if I'm pronouncing all these names wrong, but from the London Knights of the OHL, drafted by the Pittsburgh Penguins. 23rd was Mike Matson from the Dubuque, same team as the other guy, but Florida Panthers. 24th, a big surprise, big sibling rivalry, Malcolm Subban, Belleville Bulls, Boston Bruins. 25th, Jordan Schmaltz, Green Bay Gamblers of the USHL, St. Louis Blues. 26th, brother of Avalanche prospect and former Mississauga Major, Cameron Gaunce, his brother Brendan Gaunce from the Belleville Bulls, drafted by the Vancouver Canucks. 27th, son of notorious former NHLer Ulf Samuelsson, his son Henrik Samuelsson from the Edmonton Oil Kings, drafted by the Phoenix Coyotes, who his father used to be an assistant coach, I think, for. 20th, Brady G, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name, but U.S. National Development Team, drafted by the New York Rangers. 29th, son of another former NHLer, Stefan Mateo. Stefan, last name Stefan, except spelled differently, so also from the United States National Development Team, drafted by the New Jersey Devils, the team his father scored against in 1994. And 30th, the last pick of the first round, Tanner Pearson of the Barrie Colts, drafted by the Los Angeles Kings. And it's too bad the Avalanche won't have a pick till the third round, but you never know, they might trade up, get a draft pick in the second round, like, you never know what's going to happen. And, yeah. In other news, there's been a lot of big trades today, so I'm just going to go through all of them. I think the biggest trade of them all, Jordan Staal getting traded to the Carolina Hurricanes, reunited with his older brother Eric Staal and his younger brother, who's in the minors, Jared Staal. So 3 Staal brothers on Carolina. The only one that's not is Mark. Funny story, all 4 of them are in Thunder Bay right now for, well, Jordan's wedding. So imagine his reaction when he found that he was traded. Like, you may now kiss the oh, wait. Hey, Jordan, you were traded. Like, I can see his reaction there. And you're probably wondering at this moment, like, who the Penguins got in return. Well, Brandon Sutter. The Penguins pick Pulio and some other guy that I forget what his name is. Also, the Columbus Blue Jackets acquired goalie Sergei Bobrovsky from the Philadelphia Flyers for 3 draft picks. One of them was a second rounder in this year, which we'll find out who it is tomorrow. One is a 4th rounder from this year as well, and one is a 4th rounder from next year. And I think it's a good pickup for Columbus but the thing is, they really need to improve on a lot of stuff. And even though they have Ryan Murray now, and now they have Bobrovsky, they still need to improve some stuff. Mason not turned out to be the goalie they thought it would be. So another trade, veteran defenseman Lumir Visnovsky traded to the New York Islanders for a 2nd round pick. Also, Zimnek Mikalik, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name, I'm terrible at pronouncing names, but he was traded back to the Phoenix Coyotes. I forget who he was traded for. I'll find that out in a sec. But while you're waiting, I will talk about my opinions on the Colorado Avalanche, who they should get this year. Like, they need a veteran player. I'll explain. So, who the Avalanche need is basically sorry, I had to take a little bit of a water break. But moving on, who I think the Avalanche need? They need a veteran player. There's a lot of guys do it easily. Like for example, Ryan Suter's one name pops up. Zach Parise, Alexander Semin. Probably Parise, because Parise has experience led the Devils to the Stanley Cup final. Yeah, a lot of experience there. Semin is a good Russian, a former teammate of Varlamov. Another big trade that happened today. Mike Ribeiro traded to the Washington Capitals for forward Cody Eakin, a 2nd round pick this year. Ribeiro was acquired by the Dallas Stars in 2006. And he's returning to the Eastern Conference. Last time he played there was when he played with Montreal, and I think that's a good deal. But another big deal is Tim Thomas. You all know that he's not going to be playing next season. Who knows, he might be retiring, whatever, Well, it's just that he's waived his no-trade clause, maybe he just wants to be with another team. You don't know what's going to happen. To be honest, this guy's crazy. I don't know what the hell he's doing with his career. But really, he's made a mess of himself. That's my opinion on it, but he's really made a mess out of his career. I don't know what the hell he's going to do. You can't just say, I'm going to take a year off. He has a big ego. Yes, that's my opinion. No offense to anyone who's supporting him for doing this, but it's my opinion on it, and Well, I'm about to say my inner opinion. So anyways, just a minor mistake I had there. Just to confirm, it's in the Wisniewski deal, the Ducks got the Islanders' second round pick in 2013. Not this year, 2013. So, going back to Colorado Avalanche, who they need, like, I think they could also use a player like Jason Arnott or Brett Clark. And Brett Clark used to play for Colorado. He was the linemate of the late Rusty Salai. On the Avalanche third defense line. He is a free agent this summer. He plays for Tampa Bay at the moment. Well, you never know, not for long. Another good player, like I said, for Jason Arnott. Arnott, he's 37, I think. He won a Stanley Cup in 2000 with the New Jersey Devils. Moving on, he also lost the Stanley Cup Finals against Colorado because we were awesome. But still, like, it would be a nice pickup. Arnott could end his career with a young team. But and a lot of people think he's going to be going to Detroit, but Ryan Suter could be in Colorado on July 1st. Like, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, people didn't see Varlamov going to Colorado. People didn't see, like, a lot of things. I mean, people didn't see Forsberg going 11th. Like, you know what I mean? So, there's a lot of things that could happen. I think Suter would be a nice fit for Colorado. Would be good with Erik Johnson. I mean, we gave up a lot when we gave up Shattenkirk, who was actually 5th for Norris Trophy voting, and was ahead of, like, way ahead of Johnson, the rest of the Avalanche crew. Like, they really had a good young defenseman, Shattenkirk, and I think they shouldn't have given him up. So anyways, that's all I have for today, and I'll join you next week when I talk about players that might be retiring, more draft news, more trades, and yeah. I'll see you next week, and I'll talk about more free agent stuff. If you have any ideas or questions, or even just say hi, you can leave it in the comments section, and I will, if the comment is good, then I'll maybe read it back in the next podcast. Sorry if this one was kind of a bit like mixed, if I stuttered a bit, if I stopped, paused for a bit, and like mumbled, I don't know. Because, you know, it's my first time doing a podcast. I'm not really used to doing this type of stuff. I want to try to get used to the feel. Maybe next time I'll have a script. Like, yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this. And I hope you join me next week for another edition of Rocky Mountain Musings. Thanks once again, and I'll see you next week.